All right, guys, we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, so first thing that I wanted to kick today's call off just by first of all saying I appreciate you guys for being here. It's 5 a.m. on the West Coast. It's 8 a.m. on the East Coast. You guys are here for a reason. It's a volunteer army, baby. You don't gotta be here. You don't gotta show up. You don't gotta build a business. You don't gotta go and talk to people. You don't gotta go and make an impact. You don't have to do this. You do not have to be here. But since this is a volunteer army, since we all are on the same page, I hope that's what today's call is about, is are we aligned and are we operating in unison? It's going to be more of an open discussion. I got to say a few things in the beginning, but that's what it's going to be. Because I'm going to be honest right now, guys, I don't believe that we are as aligned as we could be. I don't believe that we are operating in unison as we could be. And Mikey said this, if you guys tuned into the calls yesterday, I know we had a Platinum 600 and above call. And I also know we had our Saturday call with Mikey, a private Q&A just for us. And he talked about a couple key things that I want to bring up on today's call. And I'm going to go into that in just a second. But I wanted to say this, and I was actually going to text it to you guys last night in the chat, but I was going to let it play out and see what's good. Guys, Mikey said this to me the other day. We had a phone call together, and we were talking about a few things and building the team and things like that. But he posed a question, and this question got me thinking about myself. And then it posed to me, to you guys, are you operating as if you're next? Are you operating as if, you're the next Platinum 600, you're the next Platinum 1000, you're the next Platinum 2K? Are you showing up as if, let's say, for example, you're the one running the call? If you were running this morning's Inner Circle call, would you be late? Would you be ready to rock and roll? Would you have cameras on? Would you be taking notes? Would you have a schedule lined up? Every week, I've got a topic. Every week, Mikey has a topic for the Sunday night call. Every week, they're ready to rock and roll for the Tuesday calls, for the Tuesday overviews, for the Wednesday leadership. Every week, how are we supposed to go somewhere if we're not even acting as if right now, right? How can we go somewhere that we're not operating as if right now? I'm just posing questions that make sense. I'm just speaking life into you right now, but I will tell you, the ones that get offended are the ones that actually need to be taking notes, are the ones that should be taking what I'm saying and making corrections, making adjustments. These aren't my words, guys. These are my mentors: Christian Jukes, Mike Sotero, Jason Brown. I learned from these guys. These guys have what I want, and I'm just speaking their words. I'm just following the plan, and I'm not anybody perfect, guys. I'm just here long enough. That's it. But I'm going to say right now, and Mikey said it yesterday on the call, he said, if you call somebody your mentor and you don't listen to them, if you call somebody your mentor and you don't listen to them, they're not your mentor, right? They're not your mentor. If you have a mentor, you basically are saying they have permission to give you the feedback that you need to hear. Guys, we're getting real on this call. I try to get real on every call, but I've had conversations. I've seen things. Alex can tell you firsthand this last 2 weeks, when people, the worst thing, the most dangerous thing that can happen is getting a little bit of success. You think you're hot shit. You think that you can go on and do your own thing. That's the worst thing that can happen. It's just a little bit of success. It's just a taste. Because then from there, it's a decision. Are you going to stay where you're at? Or are you going to be hungry when your plate's full? Do you get hungry when your plate's full? Or do you get, lazy? Or do you get content? Right? So show up, show out, right? show up to these calls, show up to the weekly schedule as if you're running it, as if you're doing the intro, as if you're running the products and the close. Because how are you going to get there if you don't? We keep, like, a lot of us, and even myself, I'll say I'm guilty of this, but a lot of us, we're just here. And this is all we're ever going to be because we're not operating as if. So that was the biggest question I wanted to kick off this morning and just preface everything is, are you operating as if? We had a call with Mikey. Thank God it was recorded. That was one of the best calls I've seen him do. And I'm so grateful that he was able to do it with us. It's on my YouTube. It's public. Anybody can watch it. But he talked about a few things on that call that I think are so important that we make sure that we hear. But I took some notes because I definitely didn't want to miss out on what we need to talk about. But the first thing that I just wanted to say was, are you showing up and operating as if? Are you acting as if? And he gave characteristics. I believe Alex was the one that asked the question, what are the characteristics of a P2K? I know y'all are not on this call to just stay a Platinum 600. You're not here to just stay a P1K, okay? And I'll tell you, for being a Platinum 1000 for so long, it's the most dangerous position that you can be in. I've never experienced chairman. I don't know what that feels like. I'm mentally forging that for myself, but I can tell you, and Mikey tells you firsthand, Platinum 1000 is the most dangerous rank. Platinum 1000 is nice, but it's the most dangerous place that you can be. So I want to ask you guys a few questions and we can kind of go around and talk about this. Nothing crazy. Just type it in the chat box for now and we'll kind of open up towards the end. But I think if you guys could take a takeaway from this call so far, are you showing up as if? Are you operating as if? Okay. So just type it in the chat. And I'm going to go through these questions that I kind of took away from Mikey in this past weekend. So the first question is, are you guys plugging in to the team weekly call schedule? Sunday nights, Tuesday trading, Wednesday leadership. These are not optional calls, guys. Like, if you got shit going on, I get it. I get it. But we're on our chairman run. Like, Sunday night calls, I don't miss a Sunday night call, dude. I do not. That's my mentor. My mentor speaking, I don't miss a Sunday night call. That's my mentor. He's speaking. I have something to learn from a chairman 25. I have something to learn from a chairman 10, Katie Vargas, who just hit chairman 10 like 2 weeks ago, who lives with Jason Brown, a chairman 750 and DCX educator. I have a little bit to learn from them. Anybody that's hosting and running those calls, I've got something to learn from them. I'm still a student. Guys, how do we expect, and that's the next question, but how do we expect our team to show up to these weekly calls if we're not even showing up to the weekly calls? I mean, it makes sense, right? I'm not just like crazy. It makes sense. So are you plugging into the team weekly call schedule? I get it, guys. If your like educator of the week is on at the time that we do the calls, I get it. Go be a product of the product. I will never tell you, hey, miss go live to jump on this call. I will never tell you that. If the team's like, yo, Abby, I'm so sorry. Like, I wanted to be on this call, but, you know, so-and-so was live. This is my educator at this time. Fucking go. Run it. That's your guy. That's your girl. Be a product of the product. Get on the go live session. But if you ain't got nothing going on, you got to be on the call. If you're out to dinner, guys, I was out to dinner for the last 2 weeks, almost every night with my dad. I had the call on. Alex, I had my AirPods in one ear and I had my notes taken on my phone. I was on the mofo call. Why? Also, because if, guys, you guys don't know this, but when I'm not on a call, and it's very rare, but when I'm not on a call, I get texts from the team saying, where are you? Jordan texted me one time because I showed up late to a Thursday overview. How many of y'all show up to the Thursday overviews? Okay. Jordan's on the Thursday overview. I'm showing up late because I'm finishing a call. And he's like, Abby, I didn't see you on the call. You know, you showed up late, whatever. Your team watches everything that you freaking do. And if you don't think that you have a team yet, why would they listen to you? Why would you be granted a team if you're thinking that way yet, right now? Are you showing up? Are you plugging into the team weekly schedule? And number two, just saying, guys, the Sunday calls are non-negotiable. Just like these calls are non-negotiable. If you want my attention, my energy, my time, and you want to go chairman, these calls are a non-negotiable. Showing up to these calls, Mikey says this, guys. Why would Mikey give me the time of day if I don't show up? If I don't communicate what's good? Right? It doesn't make any sense. And he said this yesterday. These aren't my words. This is him. We set the standard. We set the standard. What do we tolerate? Do you think that we're going to grow if Mikey tolerated a low standard of people showing up late, of people not showing up at all, of people not in unity, not in alignment, not connecting, not collaborating, not promoting the schedule? Do you think that he would tolerate that? Do you think that if he didn't, we would grow? Same thing here. Same thing here. What do we tolerate? What is our standard? Because whatever you tolerate is going to continue to grow itself into not only yourself as a leader, but into your organization. And what does your organization look like? Are they showing up to the weekly calls? That's the second question. Are you promoting the team weekly call schedule? And all I mean by that, guys, like every Sunday night when we have the Sunday night team call, I'll message 3 people on my team. I'll send them individual texts and I'll say, hey, been a minute. Hey, how you been? Blah, blah, blah. And I'll just open it up. And we'll talk. This is like an hour or two, a couple hours before. It could be like midday, whatever. I'll hit a couple people up and I'll just start a conversation with them. People I haven't probably talked to in the last 30 days or 2 weeks or whatever. And I'll say, hey, tonight's call, Mike Sotero, Chairman 25, DCX educator. This is going to be a really powerful call. Like, I'm excited to see you on. Can you tap in? Imagine Mike Sotero hits you up 2 hours before the Sunday night team call, asking what's good, and saying he's excited to see you on the call. How would that make you feel? Good. Same thing. Who can you do that to? Right? So are you promoting the team weekly call schedule? And not only that, it's not just sending individual texts or phone calls or whatever, because the Sunday night call, guys, all it takes is one person, one conversation, one thing to happen, one word to be said. And that person on the call, their perspective can completely change about themselves and where they thought that they were going, what they thought were possible. If you guys were in the Dallas event, you know this. There was only specific things I needed to hear at that event. There were people there that are still here that wouldn't have been here if they didn't go to that event. Just going to be straight. All it takes is one conversation, one call, one person to completely change the trajectory of where you're going. Because all it is, guys, is it's just a new perspective. You guys can't listen to me all the time. Just goes in one ear, out the other. It is what it is. I get it. But that's why we need to show up to those calls, because you get to learn from people other than me. If you only learn from me, you're going to be capped. I'm just being real. I'm just the messenger, okay? Talk about this to a couple people the other day. I'm just the messenger. I just take the information that I hear from my mentors and my personal experiences with building this business over the last 4.5 years, and I give it to you guys in a way that makes sense, hopefully. And also, Mikey said this, do you give your team what they need to hear? Like, I don't try to give the same training or same call every week. It's whatever we need for that week. So also, you can promote the team weekly call schedule in the chat. Take a screenshot. I'm on the call. Send it. I know who jumps on the calls. Mikey does too. I don't got to ask. I'm just asking for accountability. So, all right, we're out of that. Y'all know, y'all get it. Plugging into the team weekly call schedule, promoting it, because your team literally will only do what you do. Trust me. Okay. And I wanted to give you guys this for perspective purposes. When I have conversations with Mike, some of y'all think I only know this because I've had conversations with some of you guys, but some of you guys, I believe, think that I'm a little too aggressive. You should see the conversations I have with Mike and Christian. It's different. I feel like I'm actually soft. Like for real. When Mikey and I talk and have conversations, these are the three things that we're talking about. It's four things, but it's three things. Are you good? Are you good? Okay. How many times did you show the plan today? What's your PRSV? If you guys don't know what PRSV is, you should know. It's your personal enrollment. How many personal do you have? And are you promoting the schedule? That's it. It's not rah, rah, cake, blah, 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 sugarcoat, bullshit. I love my relationships with you guys, and I'm grateful for them, and we'll have conversations and yada, yada. It's different. Mike didn't enroll me. Okay. It's personal this year. It's Abby, how close are you to P5? Who do we need to help on your team? These are the conversations that we have. It's right to the motherfucking point. It's not, oh my God, I have this going on, blah, blah, blah. Okay. No, it's what are we doing to move the ball forward? I'm going to say these questions again, because this is really all that matters. If you're not where you're at, we should not be having any other conversation other than, are you good? Are you good to go? How many times did you show the plan today? Mikey's not asking me, Abby, did you prospect today? No, that's not a question. It's how many times did you show the plan today? What's your PRSV? And are you promoting the schedule? That's it. That's it. And then it's done. Mike and I have 5 to 10 minute phone calls, and that's it. And it's about business because it's personal. We know where we're going. He said it the other day. He knows if you're going to go chairman or not. Anybody can recognize if somebody's going chairman or not based on the adversity that they've experienced in their business. We've been through hell and back, baby. I can't even tell you guys how many times I've had to build my business over and over and over again. We went to 100 plus people, dropped to 25, dropped to 30, built it back up to 70 plus, dropped down to 30, built it up to 75, 90 plus, drop down back to fucking 15. I cannot tell you guys how many times we have built this business over and over and over again. Do you have the mental fortitude to keep going? Do you have the no quit mentality? So-and-so, who was it? Joey Wilson posted this the other day. I really hope I saved the screenshot. I did. He said this, and I heard this from Ed Milet and Andy Frisell. He said, here's the truth. Most people's dreams, most people's goals can be bought with enough failure and enough rejection. Is that you? Most people, their dreams, their goals can be bought with enough failure and enough rejection, meaning you'll quit after enough failure, enough rejection. It's not for me. I'm not good enough. I can't prospect. I can't bring on people. I can't present. Bullshit. Practice. Go get your reps in. Go get your reps in. Yesterday or the day before, I was feeling so anxious for some reason, just being real with y'all. I was feeling so anxious for whatever reason. I was by myself. Alex was with her family. I had calls throughout the day, and I had noticed in my calendar I didn't have anything going on. And I was like kind of just freaking out for whatever reason. I was thinking about, oh my God, the team's growing and it's a responsibility. But instead of going and doing stupid shit, I parked my ass right here in front of my TV and I started doing a home event presentation by myself. You know how I just completely changed my energy after that. What do you got to go do to get your reps in? And when I was practicing, I was like, oh yeah, you needed that. What do you got to do to get your reps in? Okay, moving on. Those are the questions. He asked this on the P600 call yesterday, and I'm going to ask it here because I think it's important. How's our communication as a team? how do you, I know it's like a weird question. I'm trying to, I know how he said it, but I get how he said it. I'm just trying to convey it in a way that makes sense for you guys. But how do you feel, you guys can type in the chat, how do you feel our communication as a team, as an organization is? Or if you need to unmute yourself and explain, that's fine too. 5 out of 10. Okay, talk. Let's hear it.
Can you guys hear me?
You're good.
Awesome. I truly believe that we can improve in a lot of ways, especially like kind of like what you're saying. It's like if we can't make it on a call, communicate. Communicate when we're doing overviews, like on how many people we're actually bringing on, how many confirmed guests. Because if you really notice other chairman organizations, there's a lot of communication within the team, and everyone knows what's going on at every given time. Especially now, we're in fucking May. There shouldn't really be a reason saying, oh, I didn't know there was a call on Tuesday, or I didn't know there was a call on Monday. Or, we're at a point now where, like you said, whether we think we are or not, we're being watched by other people. So we got to be treating this business as if there's a camera crew following us 24/7. How would we be operating? Are we promoting? Are we doing the things that we have to be doing? Because at the end of the day, we can all lie to each other as much as we want, but the results are going to show up in fucking 90 days, or they're not, due to the work ethic that we actually put in.
Yep. Cool. So we can improve. We can improve always. What do you guys feel like we can do as a unit? Because whatever we do bleeds into the team. Okay. What do you feel like we can do as a unit to improve the communication? Do you feel like there's something, and be honest, like it's not, I don't take anything personally, guys. I take it personal because I need to improve, but whatever you guys tell me, I don't take it personally. I'm like, this is for the betterment of everybody. What do you guys feel like I can do better? We can do better.
I actually think you're really good at communicating things out and promoting like certain things. I feel like as a team, we could improve, and I'm speaking for myself. Like, I know because I'm next to you, you'll tell me like, "Hey, can you put this in chat?" Like, remind people, and that should be like instinct. Like, if you guys see that a call's gonna start here in like 30 minutes, just throw a reminder in there. Call starting in 30 minutes. Get ready, guys. Kind of something like that, or even like just showing that you're on the go live. Once again, just simple stuff like that. If you hear something on go live, like I don't know, like how they did yesterday, Mike Sotero and Cobain, how they did the collab, like little stuff like that. If you hear something on a go live, like share it with people. Obviously, don't give them the gems, like tell them to plug back in, because we shouldn't be discussing like, oh, he said to go buy this and that. Like, no, go watch it yourself. Don't be like, be resourceful kind of thing. And lead people back to the source. So I think just like we've been doing a lot better with it. I think we can just level it up and have everyone, more people do that, because there's even more people that are just customers that are doing it. So I think we could amp it up.
Cool. 100%. Yeah. I see other people in the chat doing it. And I think as leaders, we've got to step up and take responsibility for what's going on, promoting everything. So If you guys have anything else, share it, feel free, all that good stuff. So, okay, moving on. Another thing too is, do you guys feel like you communicate if you can't show up to something? Maybe this is a better question, because I know when I wasn't being consistent, I was more likely to stay far away from my mentors, because I didn't want the embarrassment of, or the accountability of, hey, you're not actually working. So I wouldn't say anything. Do you guys feel like when you can't show up or when you're not good, you communicate, or you can communicate that you can't be somewhere? You need better communication. This is not calling anybody out. This is an open discussion, because Josh, you're not the only person. Seriously, there's so many other people. You're just the example right now. But how do you feel like you could be better, or what could we do to be better?
I really feel like it comes down to me. I know for me personally, like there's just, and I know we've like done this multiple times, but there's a lot of chats. Like, so like sometimes I get confused or like where everything is. But in general, I just need to communicate better. And let like Tony was saying, like if you can't make it, like okay, that's fine, but communicate that. Like, you know, even if it's, you know, the call's in 30 minutes, but I'm not going to be able to meet it. Like, will there be a recording, or just staying tapped in and communicating? I think communication is everything with good teams, with good companies and good organizations. So that's something that I will be working on.
Cool. Yeah, there are a lot of chats. For the newest person, they should really only be in 3 chats: the updates channel, the master trader, and our team chat. You guys can put them in the I Am Professionals if you want to. The only reason why we have the I Am team chat is because I kept getting from so many people, I want something more intimate. I want something more personal. You know, we have a lot of people, like, let's create that environment. So you guys can do what you need to do. And also everybody should have, I know Mikey talked about this yesterday, if you're on the P600 call, I believe, the welcome text. Everybody should have the welcome text to send to people. If you don't, just go to the I Am team chat. It's in the pin post. That's the welcome chat text. Okay. But for us as leaders, it's just those 3 main chats, and then our inner circle chat. So, and we should know the weekly call schedule. If you don't know it, it's in the pin post. It's right there. Okay. All right. Communication showing up. How's our duplication? Mikey, this is kind of aligned with the communication thing. But the reason why I bring this question up, because I wanted to ask, are we doing and promoting what works for us, or what is actually duplicatable? How many times have you seen people who have a little bit of success? I'm guilty of this. I've been there. I do not do this anymore because I know what it'll get me. But how many times do you see people that get a little bit of success that want to do things their way? Right? Or, you know, they want to start doing and promoting things that work for them, but aren't necessarily duplicatable. What works for you? Matt Rosa is the king of saying this. Matt Rosa says, what works for you doesn't necessarily duplicate. Right? I could say all these things, but it works for Abby. It's not duplicatable. For example, with the platform, with the academy, it's 3 main tiers of value. The academy, 100 series, 200 series. Let's say, for example, you're doing Forex, 3 to 5 days. Then it's go live, right? then you're on Go Live with a strategy and educator that works for your schedule 3 to 5 hours a week. You can build on that. And you're in the pip talk of whoever you're subscribed to. That's it. From there, the person that you're helping, that you enrolled, they'll figure it out. The best and greatest coaches give you the plan, give you the play, and they let you figure it out. They let you go run it. Call me if you need something. Call me if you need help. The best, I heard this from Andy Frisella on his podcast. You guys listen to him. He said this. He says the best coaches give the play and let their people figure it out. How else are you supposed to learn? I know that I need to be a lot better about this because I feel like sometimes I spoon feed you guys. I think this is just from my perspective. You guys tell me. I just kind of like spoon feed a lot of people instead of letting go. No, we're not holding hands no more, and go letting you guys figure it out, because that's the only way that you're really going to be able to learn and grow and make the mistakes and realize what you need to do versus what you shouldn't be doing. And the right people. And I think sometimes we want to hold everybody's hand for so long because we don't want them to fall on their face. You know, it's kind of like riding the bike for the first time. We don't want them to fall down or whatever. And that's how I feel with the team, with you guys. But we have to learn, and this is me speaking as well, we have to learn to let go and let people figure it out. Let people grow by falling on their face and getting back up and facing that test of adversity. So I did, and I'm way better off because of it. So that's a huge question. We don't need to go down the rabbit hole with it, but I need you guys to really think about, are you doing things and promoting what works for you or what's actually duplicatable? You want to go chairman? Duplication. You want to stay right where you're at? P150, P600, P1K? Keep promoting what works for you. We got to go chairman, baby. It's done. So we got to promote what's duplicatable. Okay. If you guys ever have questions about like what is actually duplicatable versus what's not, just message, ask. Abby, can we jump on a call? Can we talk about it? All right. Last couple things, guys. And I got to say this because I've seen this way too often for so many across the board, not just on this call. And this kind of runs into the question I just asked, and this is what Mikey was talking about yesterday and the day before. If you don't have a team of P2K and above, okay, you know how he said, if you guys were on the call and you heard him say this, P2Ks, you can now be an admin in like the Mastery Traders chat or whatever he said to remove people, okay, whatever. He said, if you don't have a team of P2K and above, it's really across the board. I'm just kind of giving a baseline because people like to think they can go out and do their own thing before they've done anything. People think they have the audacity and the entitlement to say, hey, you know, I want to start doing this. I'm going to start doing this. I'm like, well, what have you done? I had this conversation with Mikey the other day because I felt like I was being pulled from multiple different angles as a leader. And you can't have that. And he was like, look, I talked to my team and I asked them a few questions. I already told you guys, are you good? What's your PRSV? How many times did you show the plan today? And are you promoting the schedule? He said, I ask people when they ask me questions and whatever, show me your calendar. Show me your PRSV. Show me your calendar. Show me your PRSV. The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of times we can get, and I've been there, guys. This is the only reason why I'm saying this, and also because I've seen it recently. We want to think sometimes when we get to a certain level or we experience a certain level of success, we think that people owe us something. It's kind of like the person that works at a place for a long time and they think that their age gives them the credibility to get a promotion because they've been there for a long time. Y'all get what I'm saying? I've been in here 4.5 years. Nobody owes me shit. I don't get called on. Nothing. Go work, Abby. Right now, I have 4,000 PRSV, more than most people do, okay? Nobody gives a shit until you rank up, okay? Nobody gives a shit until you go rank up. Christian Jukes isn't calling me to run opportunity calls. Mike Sotero isn't calling me to do XYZ. He says, Abby, are you good? What's your PRSV? How many times did you show the plan today? And are you promoting the schedule? Sometimes we think, guys, I'm telling you this because if it hasn't happened already, it's going to fucking happen. You're going to start to think this way. And I only know this because I've thought this way multiple times. And if you think it, I guarantee you, your team's going to think it, okay? But sometimes we think that we can go off and do our own thing. We haven't done anything. We haven't done anything yet. People want to go and start doing their own stuff or not follow the system or not be duplicatable. You don't even have a team of 10 people. What are we doing? You know what I'm talking about, guys? You get where I'm trying to come from with this? It's all from love because I know it destroys you and your business, okay? You have this entitlement about yourself. Oh, I had it when I hit P1000 and God humbled me real quick. He said, "Nuh-uh, Abby, we don't do that around here." And thank God he did. He had to humble my heart. But some of you guys, this may not apply to you right now, but it will down the road. The biggest thing that I just want to say is if you don't have a team of P2K plus, you don't have a team of 75, 100 plus people, don't try and go and do something outside of the system that's already been laid out for you. The only thing that you should be focused on right now, including myself, is how many times did you show the plan today? Are you, it's not, the question of are you prospecting shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. It's how many times did you show the plan? Not are you prospecting, not did you prospect, are you showing the plan? How many times did you show the plan today? And are you promoting the schedule? And what's your PRSV? Show me your calendar. Go run the play. Everyone trying to do their own thing, but they haven't done a damn thing. Okay? I hope I hit the nail on the head with that one. I hope whoever needed to hear that heard it. Okay? And then the last thing, I already said it, but I'm going to wrap it up with this. A great coach gives you the play and lets you run it. Call me if you need help. That's what we're going to do. I feel like I can baby you guys sometimes. I love y'all. I don't want you to fall on your face. I don't want you to get scratched and bruised like I did. Trust me, all the nights of crying and being anxious and just wanting to see your team win and show up and show out and all this stuff, guys. I tell you, I don't want y'all to fall on your face, but we got to let go. I got to let go. I got to let y'all run. I gotta see who's going to run the play. I got to see who's going to execute. I got to see who's not going to justify. And that's the last thing is your coach or mentor, whoever you call, they have permission to give you the feedback that you need to hear. They have permission to call you forward. Exactly. Fall and get back up. They have permission to call you forward. They have permission to say things that you probably don't want to hear, or maybe didn't expect to hear, but it's for a reason. Oops, got my timer. So here's the last part, guys, and I'm just going to open up for anybody that wants to share anything. You either going to run the play, two things. You're either going to run the play, you're either going to execute, or you're going to justify why you're not. If I do call on you, or Mikey calls on you, or Christian calls on you, says, hey, can you run the opportunity call? Can you open it up? You either going to run the play or you're going to justify why you can't. You're either going to show up to these calls as if you're running the call, or you're going to justify why you're not. You're going to make excuses. Guys, this is a chairman conversation. I am mentally a chairman. P5 is done. Mikey and I don't even talk about P5000 anymore. It's chairman. Just because of like what we've been through, we're still here and where we're going. I don't talk about anything other than these are the people that I need to help go hit XYZ rank. It's not about me. I recognize that, because when you stop making it about yourself and you make it about everybody else, that's when good things start to happen. I was so focused on P2K, P2K, P5K for the longest time. No wonder you're chasing it. It's not coming to you. It's running away. It's all about you guys right now. It's all about the team right now. Some of y'all don't even know how many people you have on your team. Some of y'all don't even know how many people you have on your team. How would you operate if you had a team of 20, 25, 30 plus people on your team right now? How would you operate? Would you show up late? Would you be on time? Cameras on, ready to go, taking notes, showing up to every overview call possible so that you can get better? Hey, if you're not the one closing out the call, you better be on every call. I don't care if you've got to put your AirPod in while you're at work, while you're out to dinner. Guys, this ain't no fun zone no more. Like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're 4.5 years into this. It's time. And it's going to be time with or without you. And that's the mentality that you have to have, is I don't give a shit what anybody's opinions are anymore. I don't do this for clout or praise or recognition. I could give a shit less. I want to see y'all's names on the recognition. I want to see Mike Sotero call out your name. Christian Jukes call out your name. I know the only way that we're going to go chairman as an organization is if I get out of the way and get in the trenches. That's it. So I want to open it up. I know I've really went ham into this call today, and it was for a reason, because I felt like we needed to hear a lot of different things. I needed to hear, this weekend was an eye-opener for me. I needed to hear a lot of different things and just kind of bringing everything together. But I do want to hear from you guys. What do you have to, what are your thoughts? Do you guys have any questions about anything? Or maybe ways that we can improve as an organization? I'll stop recording. Are we good? We know what to do. We know the schedule. We know the schedule. We're promoting the schedule. The question is, guys, elevated questions. You ask different questions, you get different answers. I don't ask, did you prospect today? How many times did you show the plan? I don't ask, do you know the schedule? I ask, did you promote the schedule? Different. You want different results? Ask yourself different questions. Start to have different conversations. It's different. Go check your PRSV. Guys, before you justify, before you complain, before you make excuses, I want you to show me your calendar, and I want you to show me your PRSV. Go run the play. We know the play. Go run the play. So I love you guys. I know you guys got to know this is coming from a place of love, because I know what's going to keep us here. And I know what's going to allow that lid to just fly off and break open. I'm speaking to you guys as if you are already, like, I'm speaking to you not as if where you're at right now, but who you're becoming, who I see you already. All of you guys in my phone, P2K says P2K, your name, P2K, Josh Gordon, P2000, Alex Mayorga, P2K, Tony Pena, Rachel Crook, Caitlin Bird, Arnold Shaw, Mason. I always forget how to say your last name. Mason Lecty. All of you guys in my phone, P2000. I don't see y'all where you're at right now. I'm about to change some of y'all's P5. Let's go. Okay. But I love you guys. You got to know it's coming from a place of love. If you feel offended, you got to work on yourself, baby. These are not my words. It's Mike Sotero's. It's Christian Jukes, and it's Jason Brown. So if you don't listen, you're not listening to them. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Get in my inbox with anything y'all need. Let's go run the play. Let's go chairman. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.